Hey, what's up guys? We're going to be covering the hub in Shadowguns Legends and basically go through every single one of the vendors so you guys can understand for you beginners what each one of those does, as well as help you understand a little bit the game at the beginning. So we're going to cover every single one of the vendors. I'm going to try to do it as quickly as possible and give you as much information as I can without making this video too long. So let's start off with the first one. Alright, so let's start off with our first vendor, which is going to be Pedro. So what does Pedro do? You can buy cosmetics and gears from him, decode holograms as you see there, spin the lucky wheel for gold and sell useless items to him, as well as unlock a special key for legendary crates, and I'll show you guys that in a bit. So we're going to start off with the lucky wheel. So let me show you guys how that works. And you can either roll 5 or 1. So for this purpose, we'll just roll 1. It's going to cost me 100 in gold, just to show you guys what is in that lucky wheel. Again, 100 in gold, and it's 1 token. So let's go and spin it, and that's what we get out of it. We get a hat. Again, some people can get lucky, but again, that's just showing you how the lucky wheel works for Pedro. So the next thing we cover with Pedro is going to be the buying stuff from Pedro, which is cosmetics and gears. So you can see there a cat head, you know, a couple other items, some dance moves and whatnot, and it's all requiring gold that is not easy to get in the game right now. But one of the things that Pedro, that no other vendor does, is sell you the strongbox key. That is basically a special key that opens up a legendary box with you know, that gives you better gear and so forth, and that's going to cost you about $80 in gold. Now, like I said, gold is not easy to come by in the game currently, so the only way to acquire gold would be, as you can see there, in-game real money. Again, if you want to support the developer, go ahead and do so. I'm not encouraging it, but I personally have spent money in the game because I enjoy the game. And let's look at other things that he does. Again, selling items. He's also going to give you side missions to complete. That's going to give you fame and XP. 3,400 in XP, so that's pretty good right there. And 5,000 in fame by completing some of the objectives that he gives you to complete. So that is going to pretty much wrap it up for Pedro. So let's move on to our next vendor. And let's move on over to our second vendor. Okay, so our second vendor that we're going to be covering is going to be Slade. So let's hit the gear right there and hit the missions button. Now what he does is he gives you the top secret missions, the campaign missions with the highest XP. So as you can see there, 5,400 in XP. He also gives you operations missions and very little low fame and XP, but you want to complete those as well. And as you can see there, you complete some of the objectives that he gives you. So he's your go-to guy when you first start off in the game. So let's move on to our next vendor. Okay, so our third vendor is going to be Big Red. What does Big Red do? Let's click that icon right there. He sells you stuff. He's going to sell you your armor and full set of armor or individual pieces of armor that you will be buying through him. So you can either use the in-game currency or the gold to buy these items from him. You can also sell stuff to him. And I'm just kind of going through some of the items here so you guys can kind of look at that. So let's look at sell. So if I wanted to sell my armor to him, I can do that. And I will get some in-game currency right there. So it'd be like $14 right there if I sold. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to sell it. But just to kind of give you guys an idea of what Big Red does. So you can sell them stuff, get some money. That's going to help you along the progressions of the game. And then let's look at missions. So you also have some objectives. I'm sorry, that he gives you right there, and you also gain about 1,500 in fame doing those right there. So let's move on to our next vendor, and that was Big Red. So we're gonna move on to the vendor right next to him, and let's see here. What does Willow do? We're gonna be covering Willow, and let's hit that gear icon right there. And just like Big Red, she gives you weapons and cosmetics. So she's basically the weapons go-to girl to get your weapons from her, as well as, you know, flags right there and whatnot. So, you know, so what I have on mine is I have the American flag on my shoulders, and I got it from Willow. And you can use gold again, or you can use the in-game currency to buy some of the items from her. And let's look at the selling. Just like Big Red, you can sell the guns with low value to you, and sell them back to her. And I can $235 if I sell that common burst rifle to her. I'm not going to do that because I need those weapons right now. But just to give you an idea, just like Big Red. So Big Red provides the armor, and Willow provides the guns that you're going to be using through your campaign missions. So let's look at the missions tab. So she gives you some side missions right there, about 3,400 in XP, operations missions, and then the objectives right there to get that 1,000 in fame right there by completing some of the objectives that she gives you. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next vendor. Alright, so our fifth vendor is going to be Hakeem, and Hakeem is very important key player to the game. Why is he very important? Because you get sponsorship contracts through him. In-game currency, guys, as you can see there, the higher the fame, the more money I'm going to make within the game, allowing me to purchase new weapons, upgrade my skill tree, and so forth. So just kind of roll through those right there so you can kind of see what happens. So right there, I need 350,000 to get 2,300 every 4 hours. I haven't reached it yet, but that just gives you an idea. Higher the fame, the more money you're gonna make within the game. So you just have to log in every single day. So let's hit the next one, which is gonna be your missions that he gives you right there, your objectives. And you guys can kind of see what you get out of that. So he's very important. Don't ignore him. Make sure you log in every single day if you do sign a contract with him, so you can purchase stuff with him. So let's move on to our next vendor. So the next thing we're going to cover is the casino, which is another one of the vendors in here. And this is an area where you can use some of the in-game currency and some of the gold that you've acquired to get other things. So it's a casino. You gamble. So you're either going to lose money or win money. Now, I personally haven't spent a dime in the casino. But let me know, guys, in the comments if you guys have won anything good out of here. So you can also go to the bar right here. You can have some drinks, you know, get some food if you want. So it's your typical casino. And they also have a lucky wheel. So let's click the little icon here. And it's going to require 25 in gold. So you can get, as you can see, some of the items that you see there. So let's get out of the casino, guys. And we're going to head on over to our next vendor, which is next to the casino. And that is going to be right next to this. And let's say bye to the guard right there. Later, dude. I didn't spend any money again today. Alright, so we're going over to the bar. Yes, this game has a bar, so we're going to go visit Sarah. She's another one of our vendors. Now, the cool thing about the bar here is you get to interact with other players. Also, you get to add some buffs. As you can see right there on the left-hand side of the screen, I've acquired some buffs right there just by simply, hanging out. So let's click Sarah. You can get food, drinks. Normally she has some missions for me and some objectives, but today she doesn't have anything for me. As you can see here, it's a full-on bar, a little dance floor right there, and then little tables if you want to drink some more or hang out. So this is kind of like a little area where you hang out after, an intense battle, and you just kind of want to chill for a bit. This is the place to do it right here. And you can also, chat with other players, as you can see right there. I'm bobbing my head and just communicate with other players in the game. So it's a very unique aspect of the game that I enjoy. So let's move on to the next vendor. Our next vendor is not that important, but hey, after battling and killing so many aliens, you're bound to get hungry. So we got here Topper's Burgers. So this is Choppy. Choppy over here is gonna get us some food you can use again in-game currency. So we're gonna move on to our next vendor and see what's in store for us. Alright, and our next vendor is going to be Nitro. What does Nitro do? Nitro provides you with war games. Basically, your PvP, your one-on-ones, your 4 versus 4, your co-ops, your co-op arena. This is where you do that. As you can see there's 2 I haven't unlocked yet, but eventually I will unlock them. And also your missions. So if you complete some arenas, you get 4,000 in fame, 3,000 in fame. Your war games, you get 500 in-game currency. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for Nitro, and we are going to cover our next topic on the game. Okay, and our final mission is to try to be the best legend, the best of the best, to have ourselves as a statue up there and be number 1. So let's look at the player profile right there. That's who's currently holding number 1 at the time I recorded this video. You can see their medals, you can see their stats, how long they've been playing, what their current fame is, and so forth. So you can kind of take a look at who you're going to have to beat in order to be number 1 in the game. And you can see there they have a leaderboard, and you can also click on the name and look at the profile of those people currently holding the number 2 spot or the number 1 spot. So guys, that is going to cover it for the vendors. Now, there are some other vendors that have not opened up yet. They are coming soon, which is this one, the Martial Massage. It's not open yet, so we have yet to see what that's going to be about. So I'll cover that when that comes out. And then the next one is going to be right here in the corner, which is the Alcatraz. So that hasn't come to the game yet, but when it does, we'll cover those vendors or what's going to be in those. So that's going to cover this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something. Please hit the subscribe button and put your post notifications so you never miss any of my videos. And I will catch you guys on the next episode of Shadowguns Legends.